This is WPTV Morning News.
We're going to remain humid and mostly dry today for the Treasure Coast. Your weekend forecast coming up.
And breaking overnight, we're tracking a major military operation that took out a top terror leader. What you need to know about that joint strike. Plus, we're examining a controversial new rule banning guns at a popular local hangout. How police and city leaders are now responding to this new change. Good morning to you. Happy weekend. I'm Vanya Joseph, joined by First Alert meteorologist Skylar Spindler this morning, kind of starting off your weekend. I was walking the dog as early as like 2 o'clock this morning, very early, and it wasn't as humid, but I'm sure it's going to progress throughout the day. How's it looking right now?
Yeah, I feel like the humidity is not so bad compared to what we've seen lately. It's still humid and hot for today, so not as bad as it has been, so it could be worse, right? We're looking at those current temperatures outside, kind of what's been going on in the last, couple of hours here. But we're in the 70s this morning as we're getting up and getting going. Taking a look here out at the live cam. Can't really see too much, but the bridge is lit up and very pretty this morning. Temperatures here outside, we're going to be seeing 78 degrees in West Palm Beach. Winds are calm, that's why it feels very humid right now. Just we don't have any airflow moving around, so humidity levels running at about 74%. So it is lower than what we saw last week, but yeah, it's just still very sticky. Temperatures around the Treasure Coast right now, we're sitting in those 70s. A few of us a little bit warmer, a few of us a little bit cooler this morning, but we'll heat up into those upper 80s today for the high. Not too bad for today. We're going to see mostly sunny skies. I'm going to have your details on your full forecast in a moment.
Breaking overnight, President Donald Trump says U.S. and Nigerian forces have killed a senior ISIS commander. Trump announcing that the death of Abu Bilal al-Manuki just several hours ago, naming him the second in command of ISIS globally. He called the joint operation a very complex mission. Al-Manuki was a Nigerian national funding and guiding the terror group around the world. Now, of course, we'll continue to keep you posted with updates as we learn more details about this operation. And this morning, new restrictions on guns and tradition as residents are talking. The HOA is now prohibiting guns in common areas with a few exceptions. Treasure Coast reporter Cassandra Garcia takes a closer look, digging into the legality and getting reaction from residents.
I'm Cassandra Garcia at Tradition Square, one of the places where the Tradition Community Association now bans firearms, whether carried openly or concealed. On a Friday evening in Tradition, families and children fill the square.
We come like 3-4 times a week.
Ida Terra and her husband just learned of the new gun policy.
It makes me feel safer.
The Tradition Community Association approved a new rule that prohibits someone from carrying a firearm or other weapon in Tradition's common areas. Santiago Mejia has mixed feelings about the rule.
My initial reaction was like, I'm kind of supported, but then thinking later on, based on what's happening lately, if someone has a firearm, I kind of support the idea of someone having a firearm because they can do more good than bad.
The rule applies to everyone, including those with concealed carry permits, and covers places like Town Hall, Tradition Square, the gazebo, parks, trails, and stormwater areas.
I am very happy with that because recreation areas like Tradition should provide first the safety from everybody who are coming here. The family, young family with kids.
The Tradition Community Association says its bylaws allow them to set and enforce rules in their area. But Port St. Lucie Councilman Anthony Bana calls the move an infringement on Second Amendment rights and plans to fight it. Port St. Lucie police say they enforce state law, not HOA rules, and fully support constitutional rights. They add these new policies aren't criminal violations and won't be enforced by PSLPD. Meanwhile, residents like Mejia hope to see the resolution refined.
Maybe they can maybe walk it back and say, okay, if you have a permit, just have it but conceal.
Cassandra Garcia, WPTV News.
We're also learning about a major safety boost coming to the historic northwest neighborhood of West Palm Beach. The area is a top target for redevelopment, and now city leaders plan to increase patrols and keep a closer eye on businesses and their properties.
I'm Kayla McDermott, your West Palm Beach reporter, learning about how city leaders are increasing patrols and investing in new technology to crack down on crime in an area under major revitalization. In one of the city's top targeted areas for redevelopment, big changes are coming, particularly when it comes to safety in the historic Northwest community.
One moment you're opening your door so that people know you're here, and the other moment you're rushing to close it because you're seeing something outside. West
Palm Beach city leaders say private patrols will double their hours, and the city's community redevelopment agency is launching a new camera grant program for eligible businesses, which they can then choose to have hooked up directly to West Palm Beach Police's real-time crime center. A relief for business owners like Lisette Abreu.
I love that idea. I think we all need to have cameras.
Officials say this comes as residents ask for more visible safety measures during community meetings.
But I'm gonna make a suggestion that we start a task force to address certain things in the Northwest.
I really want to do it. I really want to apply for it.
Dr. Marie Laurent tells me she hopes she qualifies for the cameras since her clinic has been targeted twice in just 6 months.
Twice. My flower on the front, and then they stole them again. So I say, well, next time what it's gonna be, are they gonna come inside? I'm really worried.
The city says 4 surveillance cameras can be installed at no cost and are investing $120,000 with plans to fund at least 40 camera installations this year.
It's a prayer answer, to be honest with you.
I'm told the first round of grants are being approved this month. In West Palm Beach, I'm Kayla McDermott, WPTV News.
Listen to this. Palm Beach International Airport will officially become Donald J. Trump International Airport on July 1st. We're also learning the airport's PBI code will change on July 9th to DJT. The FAA says that it'll update its charts and databases to reflect the new code. However, we've also learned that a local pilot is suing over the move, claiming the code change could create a safety issue. County officials say that changing the airport's name will cost taxpayers $5.5 million for new signage, branding, and updates. And the airport's name change comes as we're learning PBIA is experiencing all-time passenger highs with nearly 9 million passengers just in the last year. That's a roughly 20% increase in volume in the last 3 years. Right now, 13 airlines fly out of the airport with a nonstop service to more than 40 destinations. And there's also an ongoing construction to Concourse B with plans for expanded seating and new restaurants. The county's director of airports says long-term planning includes a runway extension to keep up with demand. That project is likely more than a decade away from completion, though. An illegal battle over Florida's new congressional maps is now in a judge's hands. Voting rights groups are demanding the plan to be blocked before the midterms in November. They argue the map violates state law by weakening Democratic voters. State leaders now pushing back. They say the court should not freeze the map before a full trial.
Plaintiffs and Florida voters will face irreparable harm if the 2026 election goes forward under unlawful districts.
There's no need to rush in this instance either. There should be a trial. There should be a proper assessment of the facts, all of the facts, a testing of the evidence, a testing of the expert witnesses before another plan is imposed.
Now, no immediate ruling came down, but the timeline is tight with candidate qualifying in June, primaries in August, and the midterm general election set for November 3rd. Now, here's a look at the new congressional maps from District 8 on. There are changes to what is in each district. That includes Indian River and Okeechobee County moving to District 9 and West Palm Beach shifting to District 23. That means some communities could have different candidates representing their districts on their ballots. But with the midterms just under 6 months out, we're now learning that many people are unaware of the changes happening right in their own backyards.
I'm Matt Cesny in Riviera Beach, and I'm looking at how communities like this one are handling and understanding Florida redistricting. Do you know about the redistricting going on with Congress here in this area?
A little.
I met Tara outside Riviera Beach City Hall. What do you know about it?
I'm not too much familiar with it, but I know they're doing some changes.
It's really a typical answer you'd get across the state over the new map that determines the seats of Congress. Professor Susan McManus of the University of South Florida told me about it.
Some of the most Democratic districts, parts of them were peeled off into areas that are more Republican so that you could get a Republican seat.
Those changes led to one college student, Sammy Brown, to turn to Facebook to tell people.
Especially when our district, the district that was once represented, District 20, is now being shrunk all the way down to Broward County.
Brown says changes to congressional seats can affect things like appropriations and federal funding for infrastructure and capital improvements.
representatives, one representing the coastal community of Singer Island, which is part of Riviera Beach, and then over on the mainland across the bridge that represents the rest of Riviera Beach, which I think is District 23, and then the other district is that Singer Island area.
It really isn't that much time to understand all this redistricting in Florida. The primary's in 3 months, the election is in 6. In Riviera Beach, Matt Szczesny, WPTV News.
And Florida is one of the several states where lawmakers decided to redraw the congressional maps. Political experts predict Republicans will gain seats in the states in red, while Democrats will gain seats in the states in blue. Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has been staying on top of all things redistricting in Tallahassee for months now. You can see his reporting on our website, that is WPTV.com. Well, coming up, we're listening to your concerns about a new nature park planned in Palm Beach Gardens, what city leaders plan to do before construction starts. Plus, sorting through who could get paid after Comcast agreed to a major settlement tied to a data breach, and what you need to know if you received a notice. A new park planned in Palm Beach Gardens is drawing both excitement and concern from residents as the city prepares for the final planning phase. Some are speaking out about accessibility, safety, and the environment. Now, a recent key meeting brought people from both sides of the conversation.
I'm Michael Hoffman, your Western Palm Beach County reporter. We're in Avenir at a key meeting where residents are sharing concerns over a new park. From accessibility and environmental impacts to security, city leaders say these voices will help shape the final plan.
Plans for the Gardens Nature Park and Trail have been set since 2018, even before Avenir was built. Now, as construction approaches, some residents are voicing concerns and reached out to us to make their voices heard.
We called you to create public awareness. I'm not there to fight. I'm there to say I'm concerned.
I spoke with Suzanne Klein, who was severely injured during the 2024 tornadoes. She and others with mobility issues worry the park's amenities are too far from the entrance, making access difficult. Suzanne also raised concerns about security, environmental impacts, and how the new park could affect her community.
We all are about nature. We want to have beautiful trails. I want to bring my grandkids here and feel safe.
Dozens of residents came with questions for the city, hoping to get answers to their concerns.
I think the people who are neighboring the park have the most concerns. We hear it about security. We have a very engaged police force. They were here tonight. They heard that. I think the location of the amenities and those things. So everything that we took in today, the team's going to look at, and where we can modify the plan, we will.
After the meeting, some residents felt reassured, while others remain skeptical. The city says they'll use this feedback to adjust plans before construction begins. In Avenir, Michael Hoffman, WPTV News.
We're getting answers about road closures near downtown West Palm Beach this weekend and how the work will hopefully improve flooding along the Intracoastal. South Flagler Drive will remain closed at the Cordova Road through next Tuesday. There's also road work happening around Monceau Road. Palm Beach County Commissioner Greg Weiss says that the city of West Palm Beach is constructing tidal valve improvements. It's all part of the city's ongoing flood protection program. Traffic flow should return to normal by the middle of next week. And the Flood Fix comes just in time for hurricane season. Right now, WPTV is helping you prepare county by county. You can join us in Jensen Beach next Wednesday for the 4th stop on our hurricane preparedness tour. We will be at the Treasure Coast Children's Museum at 6:30 p.m. And sticking with weather this morning, hard to believe that we are already so close to hurricane season, but now's the time to kind of start getting things ready, Skylar, especially with it being so hot and humid out.
Yeah, and we're only about 2 weeks away to hurricane season. So here's what we're looking at for today. Here's our weather headline. So we are drying out today, so it's going to be mostly sunny around the area. We are going to be expecting less rain. Most of the rain chances really going to be much further to the west of us. So we're expecting that to be very far inland. So I don't really think that's going to affect us for today. But those rain chances do start to increase by the time we head into Sunday. So here's a look at the satellite and radar. If you're out on the water, definitely a little line of storms moving through and a couple little spot isolated showers here and there, but that should move off here in a couple of hours. 78 degrees right now. We're sitting at about 74% on the humidity, so it's still pretty muggy out there. The winds are calm, so that's going to make it feel more so humid until we get a little bit of airflow today. So as we start to move through the day, you can see those temperatures get up into those upper 80s. Some of us inland may even get up into those 90s, but for the most part, most of us will be in the upper 80s today, and then we might have a couple of spot showers pop into the area just because on the setup here, we just have a trough that's kind of running along more the western side of the state. But the good news for us is we've got some dry air here. So this orange that you're seeing on the map, that's dry air in the atmosphere. So anything that will try to form is pretty much suppressed. So as far as the rain chances, might see a couple little bitty spot showers here and there. But I think for today, we're going to stay mostly dry throughout the day. We'll have some of these clouds increase, but the thing is much further inland, we'll have a line of storms that'll set up, and that's just a typical Florida pattern now. We're going to start to get those sea breezes in, those building inland storms, and then that'll move across. So it'll try to move towards us, but I think most of those little spotty showers will stay much to the west of us. If you're headed to the beach today, we do have a high risk for the rip current through today and tomorrow morning. Now, we do have those east winds roughly about 5 to 10 miles an hour today. Water temperature sitting at about 81 degrees. Swells will be about 2.5 feet today. UV index running about a 9 to a 10. So just know you'll sunburn very easily today. So what you can expect is that mostly sunny skies, could have an isolated spot shower here and there. Upper 80s for us with those winds staying out of the southeast at about 15 miles an hour. So Treasure Coast tonight, you're going to be in the mid 70s, maybe a possible spot shower. Palm Beaches, you'll be in the upper 70s. And that 7-day forecast, we can see the 80s and the rain start to return by Monday.